This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here at Integrative Medicine of Cherry Creek. Since 2013, this doctor has been providing pain management as well as helping you down the guiding path to a healthier lifestyle. Preventative maintenance, a big thing going on. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Chris. Let's start out a little bit with yourself. You're a native of Colorado. You grew up here in Denver, basically got your upper education with integrative physiology. You went on to become a doctor of chiropractic and even a certified acupuncture. Share with me a little bit how you got involved in this industry.
Basically, it was just because it made sense to me. You know, natural health is something that you can pretty much reduce or prevent most chronic disease through just natural health. So that's always made more sense to me as opposed to utilizing drugs or surgery. Not saying that those aren't necessary, but natural should be considered first line.
Interesting. Why do you think the need for preventive health is more important even today than it was even 20, 30 years ago when I was growing up?
Most people today, why preventative health is so important is because most people today spend their life, all of their working years, trying to work so hard, make all this money, and then afterwards, after 65 or when they want to retire, all of their savings is now going to healthcare bills, and most people are going to spend around $300,000 to $400,000 during their time of retirement just on healthcare alone. And that, to me, if you can prevent most of those diseases through lifestyle modification, such as relaxation, diet, and exercise, you're not going to need to do that. And then you can exercise well into your 70s as long as you actually take care of your body.
Interesting. I mean, it almost seems like we're in a constant battle every day. We're talking about the air we breathe, the food that we eat, even the posture of the chairs that we're sitting in all day while we're working. Are these all effects that basically chiropractic can help with?
Yes, absolutely. Most chiropractors will be able to do that. We're all trained in clinical nutrition as well as musculoskeletal management. That's why it's usually most of the stuff that is easier to help deal with.
Excellent. Why don't you go ahead and explain for the viewers out there that don't understand chiropractic? Can you explain to them what an adjustment is and what takes place there?
Well, during an adjustment, what we care about mostly is joint motion. When the joints stop moving, that is where pain usually will set in. And then when pain sets in, you always will try to either avoid it through some other form of mechanics that you'll do. So what happens in the adjustment is we feel for joint motion and we encourage more joint motion again. And generally that affects the nervous system by helping decrease pain if you can get more joint motion along. Less people are probably going to need my services if they actually take care of themselves through exercise, yoga, stretching, as well as diet. They're not going to need me as much, and it's always my passion to try to get people more independently healthy as they possibly can.
Excellent. I mean, quite honestly, it's a convenient treatment. We're talking it doesn't take a lot of time, and it's really non-invasive compared to something like that of surgery.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, an adjustment does not take very much time at all when treating somebody.
One of the things that I notice here is the fact that there's a lot of symptoms out there because if somebody gets a back pain or their back starts hurting, you kind of turn to a chiropractor, but really there's a lot of other symptoms out there that chiropractic can help with. Share with me some of those symptoms that might be a red flag for folks.
A red flag as far as what chiropractic is?
Yeah, I mean, what are some of the symptoms that people have had when they walk through the doors and you're able to help them with besides just my back hurts?
Oh, lots of the other things too, especially for me personally in my practices. I do a lot of blood analysis and blood work. So when somebody's coming in and they have all of this chronic illness, I mean, cholesterol alone, if you have high cholesterol or lipid disorders, that may also mimic low back pain and, of course, degenerative disc disease. So we have to also help with their cholesterol levels, which is really going down to food management and really dietary management, and then occasionally targeted supplementation. That's just one of the examples. Other things too is people are tired. So oftentimes when you look at their blood, well, they're anemic or they're B12 deficient or B vitamin deficient one way or another. That's really going to help them, of course, achieve and be able to go out there and exercise, because you're not going to want to exercise if you're tired.
True. One of the things, basically, you spoke a little bit of adjustments or manipulation, if you will. What is it when you talk about extremity manipulation? That is something I've never heard before.
Oh, extremity manipulation is absolutely vital to at least the local area. So if somebody has carpal tunnel syndrome, oftentimes you need to adjust their wrist bones to really help that function move to decrease the inflammation around the nerve. Or if somebody has plantar fasciitis, you need to adjust the foot to help with that. That's where it's really going to be helped. So extremity is just limb adjusting of those bones. I mean, every joint it has to move in pretty much 6 degrees of freedom or 6 ranges of motion. And if it's not, then we have to encourage that motion to get that function.
So really, it's more than just the spine. We're talking about the entire body, yet the spine is the lifeline. I mean, it really is sending all these signals to different parts of the body. How does decompression help that when we're talking about years of gravity that we're fighting against?
Decompression helping with the spine, yeah, I mean, we are fighting gravity, so if you decompress it, you're going to help at least get more liquid into your disc. The term's more imbibition, so that's how a disc usually gets its nutrients, is through decompression and actually motion. So again, if we go back to joint motion, that's how the disc is going to get more of its nutrients. And then again, of course, anti-inflammation, or just consuming anti-inflammatory foods, which the anti-inflammatory diet should just be considered real food.
Is decompression done on an inversion table, or is it done with your hands, or how does that performed?
Most of the time it's done with a flexion distraction table that we do. That will help decompress the and increase more fluid into the disc.
One of the things, like we said, basically the body's carrying these signals throughout the body. Are these electrical signals? Are these nerves? And how does electrical stimulation actually help in that way?
Well, as far as electrical stimulation, that's just putting pads on a local area to either help decrease inflammation or just decrease somebody in acute pain if somebody is in acute pain. For chronic pain, not necessarily electrical stim is going to be the best thing for them. Most of the time that's where soft tissue treatments and aggressive soft tissue therapy is going to have to be provided.
Integrative health is something that goes on here. Basically, you've got a lot of different tools that you can help people with, even that of using light. Cold laser therapy, is that something to be getting to be very popular?
Yeah, cold laser therapy is becoming to be more popular, and really the mechanism of how that's going to work is just going to increase the molecule in your body, and it's the only molecule in your body that actually does work. So if you can increase certain molecules there, it'll definitely help in healing as well as in pain.
Why did you feel it was important to become certified in acupuncture? I mean, is that something that you felt would be easily integrated with the chiropractic, and has energy work always interested you?
Absolutely. Well, acupuncture, just because there's so much research and evidence coming out for it regarding pain management, I felt it was a wonderful adjunct to my practice. So most people are going to be receiving manipulation or the spinal adjustment as well as aggressive soft tissue work, because that's where a lot of musculoskeletal pain lies, and people in acute pain is where I utilize my acupuncture particularly.
Basically what you said earlier is, folks, we don't want to wait until we're actually in pain. I mean, quite honestly, if a person gets in a car accident, they easily turn to a chiropractor. But for folks out there that don't have no symptoms at all, they're not in pain, haven't been in an accident, you're basically saying you probably want to turn to a chiropractor to maintain that health as well.
Well, I think it would just be wise to go into a chiropractor and just see what's going on in your spine. A lot of people, it's one of the more fun things for me to do in practice is giving people their first adjustment, because oftentimes we never know how awesome it's going to respond for them. But most of the time people are like, well, I don't have any neck pain, or I don't have any low back pain, and all you have to do is actually palpate their spine, and they're usually crying out of tenderness. And if that doesn't tell me there's something wrong with that area locally, it definitely tells them.
Excellent. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is his website. On the website, you can see all the different services that he provides. We've touched on a few of them here today. You can also take a look at the testimonials out there of folks that have been relieved by this type of methods that he implies here. And we're talking about located here in Cherry Creek, Colorado. And basically just their phone number. Give them a call. They can set up a free consultation with you, talk with you, decide what it is you may be needing. If you've got a lot of symptoms, or basically you just want to maintain that health. Let me ask you this, Chris. I mean, quite honestly, you take a very personal approach, a customized approach when you're dealing with each one of the patients that walk in, and they're able to directly deal with you. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody, pretty much when they're calling me, they are calling my cell phone, and or they get my emails and things like that. So everybody, we do not have staff here. You're always pretty much working with the doctor one-on-one, which is quite unique.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you able to provide service here in the office as well as home visits also?
Occasionally I will do a home visit if somebody is unable to. If they're an elderly patient, if they're unable to, then I am able to attend to their house.
Excellent. Do you feel this is kind of your way of giving back to the community, being able to help folks? I mean, it's got to be very rewarding to watch people who are in pain and then eventually get out of that pain. Do you enjoy that?
Yes, absolutely. Especially mostly chronic pain. That's probably the more fun thing. It's more challenging, but when you're able to combine acupuncture, aggressive soft tissue, and the manipulation, you can definitely help a lot of people in chronic pain and reduce their chronic pain, their narcotic medication, which we know is constantly a problem that we see in the media all the time.
Let me ask you this, Chris. You mentioned earlier blood work that you're able to do. You're also able to help with nutritional counseling. What are some of the other areas that people may not know about?
Well, when somebody comes in, they're always getting their complete full history. And by that, whether or not I notice that they're on thyroid medications or they've had some type of thyroid disorder or they constantly have constipation or diarrhea and nobody's been able to actually figure it out. At the practice I like to do is after that full complete consultation is really get their blood work, see what's going on there. Because when I look at blood work, I look at it from a preventative standpoint. What else is going on? And at the same time, we do a lot of advanced testing to determine function in the body. And then once we determine where those dysfunctions are, and with the advanced testing, whether or not it's stool analysis, looking at multiple different types of bacteria in your stool, how well you break down your foods, because if you're not breaking down your foods, you're not able to actually produce anything that your body needs. So we need to see how well you're breaking down your foods. Also, doing just other expanded panels to determine the why. And once we get to the why, or actually we try to eliminate guessing. Once we eliminate guessing, we can do that through targeted supplementation. Many people are coming in and I ask them to bring what they're in so we can go over their supplements or their meds or anything like that because it is important for me to know as far as interactions. And then I find that they're taking in 10 and 15 different supplements and they don't know why. So what we have to do is do blood work, do targeted supplementation of good, clean quality supplements that are actually going to have a purpose to restore the body's function. And then once that's restored, we actually get to take them off, hopefully to the point where they're only on a couple different types of supplements. And that really will help them with their chronic illness and chronic disease.
So basically you're saying a correct diagnosis is crucial to success. Are you able to receive some rather quick results because of the fact you can really laser in on what the problem is?
Most of the time with just natural medicine or functional medicine, you're not going to find quick results right away. And a lot of times too, it is not just the supplements, it's also relaxation, how well you exercise, what foods are you eating. I tell people all the time, I can throw whatever supplement at you want to, but if you're not eating very well, you're wasting your money.
Interesting. So basically, you're taking a holistic approach to the body here, and like you say, it's not going to go away overnight. It didn't happen overnight, and so it takes some time. And are people able to walk through that process with you and enjoying to see that?
Absolutely. I mean, it takes commitment, but we're a team and we have to do it together. And it's always reiterating why we're doing this. And that's important too, is a lot of people take 10 different supplements and they don't know why. So we have to educate why. And I have boards here and I like to teach. I taught biochemistry for 2 years during school. And if people, when they actually know and they're educated why they're doing it, compliance and success in results is so much more effective.
Excellent. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see the website right there. You can also see their contact information. Like he basically says, you are dealing directly with this chiropractor, which is really unique nowadays. And you're talking about being able to access him right to his cell phone. Come on the office and they can sit down with you and discuss what it is you may be needing. That is Integrative Medicine of Cherry Creek, located right here in Denver, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.
Attention! At Major Mom, we are passionate and skilled at decluttering and setting up customized, sustainable systems in a wide variety of households. Major Mom served in the U.S. Air Force with 2 decades of training in order management. Orderly does not mean rigid or inflexible. It means you have room in your brain to think about important things. Major Mom wants you to experience the joy of living and working in an organized and beautifully arranged environment, providing great service to busy families. We make getting organized fun.
Hortensia with CNTV, and today we're in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. I am here at FanelliPizz. Since 1976, this pizzeria and Italian restaurant has been the perfect family setting for some great Italian cuisine. I am here with the owner. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Share with me a little bit how this got started back in '76 with your family.
Hey, in 1976, Amici's, Jim Garamoni opened Amici's on 5308 Sheridan Boulevard. I started working there in 1977. Started out doing dishes, making pizzas. A couple of years later, my mom started working as a waitress, and then my sister, Jerry, started working there. In 82, around 82, we bought the place and moved a couple of times. We moved from 5308 down to 5330. We bought this building in around December of 2008. Gutted the whole thing. This used to be a Gemini restaurant. We gutted it, remodeled it. Everything's new. So
it smells new when you come in. It feels like home when you walk in. The ambience is great. Let's start off, first of all, let's talk pizza a little bit here. Obviously, the makings of a great pizza start with the makings of a great crust, I'm told.
Right.
Share with me, what are the type of crusts that folks can find here?
We make our dough fresh every morning. It's not sourdough. It's just a basic flour, sugar, yeast, oil, and we mix it, let it sit for a day, and the next day we use it, and it comes out great. No reason to change it.
Are we talking about a signature crust that you guys always put together, or do we have like a deep dish, or the variations?
Several. We've got a thin crust, very thin crust. We've got our regular crust. We've got a deep dish pizza. The thin crust is my favorite. It's really tasty. The deep dish kind of fills you up a little bit, but
Sure.
I've got a couple samples we'll bring out for you in a minute there, but
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it always amazes me that my kids' favorite pizza is a cheese pizza, no toppings. Is that something pretty popular?
cheese is pretty popular. Our most popular is the deluxe and the supreme. The cheese it sells really well.
Yeah.
But
The deluxe or the supreme is the ones that basically, if you really want to try out everything on that pizza, that's what you have right there. Obviously, folks can put on whatever toppings they want, I would imagine. What is the difference between the deluxe and the supreme?
our deluxe, it comes with pepperoni, mushroom, sausage, green peppers, and onions. Now we make that with the sauce and cheese. The supreme is basically the same, but we put no pizza sauce on it, and we put fresh tomatoes on it. And some spices. So
Wonderful. I love introducing new things to folks I never heard of. One of the things I never heard of was a stuffed ricotta. Is that a pizza?
we do make a stuffed pizza. We make our basic pizza, and then we put a layer of thin ricotta in the middle of it, and then we roll a really, really thin, paper-thin crust on that, and then we roll it together, and then we put the sauce on it and your toppings of your choice.
I mean, some of these recipes, were these handed down throughout the years in your family, or did you kind of develop as you came along?
Most of them were handed down. We're using my grandma's recipe for our meatballs. The dough we took from the original Amici's, Jim Garamoni. The sauce, I've done a couple things too to make it a little bit zestier. Our Italian dressing is killer, and it's probably an original recipe.
So we're talking pizzas. You can find them here, be it an individual pizza all the way up to your jumbo, which you guys run specials on a couple nights a week, I understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sunday night and Monday. Sunday all day, Monday all day. Jumbo for the price of a large.
What is the size of a jumbo anyway?
It's an 18-inch.
That's a good sized jumbo piece of pizza right there. One of the things I love about Italian cuisine is the fact there's so many things you can choose from. Obviously, you got to have spaghetti, lasagna, pasta. You guys have all that.
Yes, we have a full menu. We've got steak dinners, we've got stuffed peppers, rigatoni, tortellini, cavatelli, cannolis, sausage sandwiches, meatball sandwiches, name it.
You name
full
it.
menu, full bar.
If people are craving chicken or shrimp, what would be the best choice?
I'd say our chicken is excellent. We marinate it with our Italian dressing, and then we grill it up. And it comes with a half order of pasta. And you can get the marinara sauce or the Alfredo sauce on it.
What I like about the Italian cuisine is it actually sounds good even when you're talking about it. Raviolis, manicotti, cannolis, fettuccine, tortellino. I mean, there's some cool sounding names in there, and they obviously all have kind of a unique taste, I imagine.
Yes, they do. The sauces would make them unique. The different pastas are the tortellini stuffed with cheese, the manicotti, we've got our ricotta in. The rigatoni is just a round pasta, but they all taste a little bit different, but our sauce is the unique ingredient.
Now, obviously, you guys have a dinner menu, but do you have a lunch menu as well, and do you guys have nightly specials?
Yes, we do. We have lunch specials range anywhere from, I think, 7 or 8.25, and you get a soup or salad and a drink. We have daily specials. Monday would be cannolis, Tuesday is individual pizzas, Wednesday is shrimp and spaghetti, Thursday is a TJ special, which I kind of made up, and Friday is the rig and rav.
Wonderful. So there is probably in a day that you can't come in, find a special going on. Not only that, but it's going to take you probably weeks of coming in and out to try everything on the menu. What is your personal favorite at this point?
My personal favorite would be the baked ravioli at this point.
At this
but
point,
now,
I know how that changes.
Yeah, the stuffed peppers are excellent. Also, right now I've been eating the baked raviolis, very tasty. Melted cheese on top, baked in the oven.
Tasty. I mean, things that are going to fill you up, but also on the lighter side, you've got salads, you've got soup, you've got garlic bread, anything that would, from the small appetite all the way up.
Right. And for any appetite, I mean, we've got you covered. But our portions are fairly good size. I mean, there's a lot of to-go boxes that I mean, every table basically needs one. They take them home, but I believe in the big portions. We've been doing it for years, and we want to give people their money's worth.
Money's worth is great. Not only are they happy here in the restaurant, but they're happy at home again. You can't miss that. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, if you go on the website, you can take a look at the location. Pretty easy to get to right here. Great parking out in front. Ample room in their new location they've been at here. I mean, one of the things that really completes a meal for me is a great drink. You guys have a great wine selection as well as some good drinks. Tell me about it.
We do have a very good wine selection. We've got our house wines, but we have a full bar, mixed drinks, beer. We have Coors Light and Blue Moon on tap, and the wine I wasn't prepared, so.
No, not a problem at all. I mean, right now we're scrolling across the screen some of the wine selection you guys have out there, and so folks can take a look at them and go there. For folks that have never come down and visited you guys here locally, I know I look at the reviews online and I see a lot of people who came here when they were small and they're continuing to come here. That's got to be kind of rewarding for you.
Yeah, it's we've got a very loyal customer base, and we got newcomers also. Now, since we moved to this location, we're getting a lot more traffic, so we're getting a lot newer. But the customers that came into the old place on Sheridan, they're followed us over here. And like you've heard or read on the reviews, that they came in when they were kids, and now they're bringing their kids in. So
that's got to be a great thing. I mean, quite honestly, it's a family-owned and operated, not affiliated with anyone else out there. You've kept it that way. You've been successful doing it. I can't imagine how anybody could have any room for dessert after eating all the stuff they have, but tell me, if they want a dessert, what do you got for them?
We've got spumoni ice cream, or we've got the dessert Diamici. It's vanilla ice cream with strawberries, and then our pizza dough, we deep fry it. There's 4 little pizzas like sopapillas, and then we've got pizza frites, which is our pizza dough that we deep fry and then coat them with sugar. So yes.
It goes on well. Viewers, last time, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. The website is right there for you. Check out the menu. Come on in, check it out. This started back in 1976. One by one, it attracted their family members, just the way it's going to attract you as well. Come on in for a great helping. You might even have a little bit to take home as well. Once again, that is Fanelli's here in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know. Until next time, if you know of a business who you feel the whole city should know about, nominate them, we'll send a reporter out. This is Gary Atencio from CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.